to Magnificently Black. I am your host, Sevyn,
and I'm Jen.
Here on the Magnificently Black podcast, we will share our journey through life as we navigate through careers, entrepreneurship, financing, travel, and all things Black. Let's talk.
Welcome back to Magnificently Black. On today's episode, we will be talking about Black in Hollywood. Join us as we talk about different TV shows, movies, producers, as well as books, and just give you some feedback on what we think about different movies and TV shows, as well as movies, and also books that may have been made into movies or vice versa. So it will be me and Jen today. Hey, Jen, how you doing today? What's going on?
Good morning. It's going good.
Look, today it is Memorial Day weekend. We had time to record, and we're going to keep recording as we can. Some of us have some business ventures going on, and we're getting our websites done and coming up with different businesses, as in like we're thinking about doing embroidery or going further and growing our business. Like Jen is working hard on the websites. How's that going?
It's going good, I think. It's difficult, trying to get that done and get the full-time done too, working full-time. So it's going. I mean, it's rough, but I'm loving every minute of it because I'm doing what I like to do. So
yeah,
it's good.
And see, like you saying, like you love doing what you love to do. There are many people that are in Hollywood that are Black, that are doing what they love to do. And sometimes it's people that set them back, or things in life that set them back. Like we have, like, for instance, we had like Quentin Brown. She actually is the stars in, as well as writes for Abbott Elementary. She was someone that maybe, like, when we were doing, like, looking up some information on her, she's a really good writer, but no one took a look at her and things like that. So I feel like us as Black people, we do have to motivate one another.
Right.
So
we definitely do, and I'm sure it's even more difficult for them. But now there's a lot of African American people out there doing movies and starting their own production companies, which is good. You kind of have to network. So we've come into our own when it comes into the movie industry, and it's great to see. I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, it's generally something I've heard from someone else, and it's generally African American shows. So I'm really enjoying all the people who are doing the different writings now and the movies. It's kind of exciting
because it's so much more different. It's from different aspects now. It's telling a story. Now it's more of, we're getting to see what our culture is about, how funny we are, how lovable we can be, how just as a person, even if it's reality TV, like we're seeing how we are. And you have different types of Black people. So like with like Abbott Elementary, it has so many different characters on there that you can either relate to. You can relate to certain job traits that they may have to do, some outside of work. But also my other show is Issa Rae. Issa Rae actually put Quentin on, but Issa Rae did Insecure. Now Insecure is top tier, one of my favorite shows on HBO. And actually me and Jennifer watched. Did we watch all the seasons together, or was it like we just did like a snapshot at the end and was like?
I think we did just a couple of them. I know I watched a few before we got together, but we made it like a girls' night where we watched the show together. So it's always good to get together and watch these shows like Insecure with your girls and stuff. It's different watching it with your girls than sitting at home watching it with your husband. Like my husband does not like to watch. Well, he did watch Insecure, but I don't think we watched it together. Okay. So it's a really good girls' night activity to do, but I don't think we watched them all together.
And see, that's why I said when we watched it, I remember we watched like maybe the last season, a couple of episodes from the last season.
Yeah.
And it is different watching it with your girls, because when you're watching it, it's just like, okay, we can talk about what's going on. Like, they are crazy. Like, I'm just like, wait, they got married? Oh, okay. Like, if y'all have not seen
I was kind of sad when it ended. Yeah, I was sad when it ended. It's like, one thing the reason I don't watch a whole lot of TV is because they cut these seasons really short. Like they trickle out 3 or 4 seasons. I wish they would just, keep going. But I know it takes time to write all of this stuff, but it gets you all, entwined into what you're watching and you want to see more. And it's like they cut it off and it's like you won't see it again till next year.
Yeah. And then it's just like, or then you have these shows that's like, they're so good and then the network doesn't pick them back up. Like I have seen so many shows that are like for instance, it's called something that's called In the Dark. It had all these seasons, but then the way the season just shut off and didn't come back, it was just like, well, y'all left us hanging. So what's the point of having that? So that's why when you said that, I'm like, yeah, watching TV shows sometimes is like nowadays you can binge watch things. So I feel like that's what a lot of people like to do is binge watch shows like on Netflix or Hulu or any of your streaming services. So like, what is it? Bridgerton. Now, Jennifer, since you say you watched Bridgerton and how
in the beginning stages, I've only watched a few.
yeah, but it's some shows, and I will say for me, Bridgerton was one of the shows that took a while to pick up. It was a show that was just like, am I going to be interested in this? And then the episodes are like an hour long, 45 minutes. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what's really going on here. But
yeah. It's a little bit different from what she usually writes, I guess. This is more historically written, and I think that's why it kind of takes you a longer time to get into it. You're trying to think, well, what's going on here, right? Is this real stuff or is this made up? I know my daughter had a really hard time picking up what was real and what was not in this, and she's like, well, were there really black people back then, and so it is definitely hard to get around versus just the drama shows, right? So this is different and something different that she's writing, so that kind of intrigues me more, because it's more history based. So but I'm just now getting into the first, I think I'm on the 6th episode, so I still have a lot to go from here, but it's good. It was slow in the beginning, the 1 and 2 and 3 of the episodes, but now it's starting to get more interesting.
Yeah. That's what when we were talking about Shonda Rhimes. I feel like with her TV shows, she's more of like Scandal and it's more drama filled. Like Scandal, what the base of that was basically, was it the president was sleeping with, was it his assistant that's played by Kerry Washington, right?
Well, she runs her own business that kind of helps political people get out of trouble or slide under the radar kind of thing. So those are definitely different. For instance, Grey's Anatomy is more medical. She started out doing more medical stuff and then started getting into some other stuff. So Bridgerton is kind of, it's different. It's good, but it's different. But yeah, she's more drama. And it's funny because you really don't know that these are African-American writers, right? So Bridgerton, I never would have known that she wrote that if it wasn't for you. So this is the prime example of word of mouth, of telling people, what's out there, because I never would have known she wrote something like this.
And that's why I said, like we said, word of mouth is important, because that's where social media and look, emails do come in play too, because I've gotten emails from Netflix that say, hey, we think you would like this, and it's like a list that they'll provide, and they'll be like, oh, this is based off, oh, you watch this, so we'll think you'll watch Bridgerton. And I'm just like, sometimes I look at it lists and sometimes I'm just like, yeah, no. So when I have given lists to, like, when I talk to you, my cousins, my friend, family and friends, and they're just like, well, what do you watch? And I'll give them a list, and it's just like everyone that I've given a list to says the shows that I look at, they never disappoint. because it's always either a rom-com, something funny, or something that is drama, or I like action too. I really like action. So
Yeah, I'm not a big action person. My husband, he likes a lot of sci-fi and a lot of action, you know, Fast and the Furious and stuff like that. I'm not really, I usually fall asleep on something like that. It has to be drama for me to stay awake. I mean, I really enjoyed, you know, Avatar and stuff, but I'm not really an action. And
and
has there been a lot of like African American action besides Black Panther?
not really. I would say maybe like no, not like Avengers or anything like. Well, no, they
Yeah.
do have one more. I think it's called. Look, I might have to look that up. It's called like American Soldier or something like that. But I forgot what his name is. Well,
Yeah,
with
I've
his name
never
with
heard of
wings.
any action. Maybe I would get into it more if I don't know. I just
Look, his name is Falcon. I'll just share it. So his name is Falcon. He's played
oh yeah.
um Samuel Thomas Wilson, and he's going to be in Marvel. So that's one of the
Oh,
Black Avengers. So the Black Avengers we have.
when does that come out?
Let's see. Actually, I think that may already be out for the viewers. We can viewers.
I think
I
I've
think this.
seen the previews of that.
Yeah, I think it's actually on Disney Plus already. So that's another Avenger. So we have we have Black Panther. We also have as I say, Falcon, and then they have
Falcon.
yeah. So okay, so we're good. All right, let's
I'm
see.
sure my husband's already seen that, and I'm just clueless on it because I'm not really into the action thing. And neither is my daughter. We like, you know, the drama shows. We're not really into action
Yeah.
much.
And see, that's why I said when you just says how many African Americans, most of us are into drama and
Yeah.
comedy. Anything that makes you laugh, I
Yeah.
think us as Black people, we need that release. So anything that makes you laugh, a good movie like next Friday with Ice Cube in it and Mike Epps, anything like that. They're good movies too as well because they make you laugh. And then you have like so we could talk about like Michael B. Jordan and Creed 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So Michael B. Jordan was actually a young he is a young guy that has been in movies that they're actually, what are they made after Rocky? They're supposed to be like the spin-off of Rocky, the Black version. But
I didn't think I was gonna like that one either, but it is really good.
Right. And
I got
see,
into it.
I am not, at first I was like, it's Rocky. I'm not really a fan of Rocky. But when I first watched it, I was just like, I'll give it a chance because it's him. It's Michael B. Jordan. Why not? I mean, he's Michael B. Jordan. He's every movie
That's
he's
what they all
played
say.
in.
It's Michael B. Jordan. I'll watch it.
Right. So I'm like, it's Michael B. Jordan. I'll watch it. I'll give him a chance. He was in Black Panther. He did a beautiful job in Black Panther. So I said, watch that. So
was Black Panther his first break, or was
no,
he in one
so
before?
before we actually looked this up, he was actually in The Wire. He used to be a pusher boy in The Wire.
I remember.
I forgot what his name was, but he actually used to be in The Wire. And I do know, did he want to do other activities besides acting? Because I know he produces, but
I don't know. I think it was always acting from what I saw.
Yeah. And he did attend, he did go to HBCU. He attended more he attended Morehouse College in the Atlanta, Georgia. But he seems like he's a really nice guy. But going back to Creed 1 and 2, basically it was a movie that was that was kind of action packed. It was really good. It shows you like the training you have to do to be a boxer, how hard it is to actually be, let's say, a Black man in a white man's sport, because boxing is not something that us as Black people do. But you can see in the movie that he came through on the other side and he was very victorious in in most of his fights. And if he wasn't,
Yeah.
he did go back and try again and say, "Oh, it didn't happen this time, but I'm gonna beat your tail next time. It's okay." You
Right.
know.
They also show the emotional side of it too. Some of the things, that he was going through as a fighter and outside his personal life as well. So it was good. I found that it was more than just boxing. It was an emotional part of him as well. Death in some of them, and then one episode where his wife was deaf, right? Partially deaf or something
and
like that.
she was
So
a singer.
they throw in a few other things too. Yeah.
And it's just like watching that and seeing how technically, if you think about it, everybody that was in Creed has something to overcome. Like, he was just like, yeah, I know who my father was, but he was never around. And then the lady that she said was deaf, like she wrote music and sung music, I think. And she was going deaf because I remember in the movie she was saying that she was like going to lose her hearing at a certain age. And so I'm just like, yeah. And then Rocky's just like, I'm living my best life, and he just doesn't know what to do. He's just like, I'm just here. If you need help, I'm
he's
here.
emotionally detached, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And those, so it's not just, and I kind of think that that's why I kept watching it. Like, I'm not big into action, right? But if they throw in these other things in the movie, it'll draw me in, and I think Creed definitely did that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now, Creed 3. Have you seen Creed 3 yet? I'm not gonna say nothing about it, but it is a little bit.
What is that's in the theaters right now, right?
No, well, it was, but it should be out of the theaters right now. From what I know, I think it came out like, what was that?
Yeah, I can't remember if it's in the theater or not. I watched one, and I think they just moved back to California.
Okay.
She found out she was pregnant. Is that 3? I don't know if that's 3 or not.
I think that might be 2. I think.
Yeah. So I haven't watched 3.
Yeah, 3, the baby is born and she's like a certain age. But
I haven't seen that one. Don't tell me about that one. Don't tell me. I haven't seen that one.
It is a really good movie. That's all I will say. It's a really good movie. It does have a lot of, I will say this, the soundtrack is really good. The soundtrack,
really? Okay.
Yes, the soundtrack is really good. It does have some really good artists in it. It has some really great artists in it. So it's actually written by J. Cole. J. Cole is he's one of the producers for the music in the movie. So that's one of the things.
Yeah, I can't wait. Then is it in the theaters or is it?
It's not in the theaters anymore because you can actually buy it at one of the streaming services. Because Johnny got it
today.
It's a really good. We have it. So
you bought it?
Yeah, we bought it on the streaming service. Well, somebody else bought it, some fraudulent stuff, but somebody else bought it on her account.
What?
Yeah, like how some people can hack your account.
No, I've never had that happen. How does that happen?
You've never had that happen for your TV or anything like that, or somebody
if
buying
it did, I don't remember. I didn't notice it.
Oh man.
I just assumed my husband bought it. I've never had anybody buy something on my account.
So I've had that happen before on like my Nintendo account before, and then one time I think it was on Apple. Somebody did it on Apple, and I remember thinking like, what the heck? And it was just like
Can you still view it if somebody buys it on your account?
Yeah, because it's still on your account. It's on your account. It's just like if somebody else buys it. So like if you call and report it, they can't do anything because it's still your account and the money just comes out. So, but at least it was something that we can watch over and over again.
Right.
And see, when it was a game, I think it was like a game that I actually wanted on Nintendo. So I was fine with it. So that's why I'm like, but yeah, sometimes like I have gotten one time before, I was like, was it Uber? Oh, no, I had got a phone call and it was just like, oh, well, you're in Florida buying alcohol. And I was just like, what? Yeah, and it was just like, and I was like in Virginia at the time, and I was just like, this doesn't even make sense. So yeah, my account had gotten hacked that time too.
Oh,
So they're
geez.
like, with stuff like that, you have to be careful where you use your bank cards, and also where you may use like Wi-Fi and stuff, because people can log into your accounts and all this other stuff. People out here doing
Yeah.
fraudulent stuff, y'all need to stop doing it. Just
Stop it.
job. Just get a job. That's why I'm just
Or get a
like,
subscription.
right, get a subscription, or you probably have a
Yeah.
friend that already has a subscription that you can get passwords for. Just ask
Yeah.
them. People
And it's super
would give
cheap.
it
You
to
shouldn't
you.
have to. Yeah, you shouldn't have to do that. It's super cheap. It's like what, $4 for Hulu and maybe
Right.
20 for Netflix. I mean,
But see, like
it's not that
Netflix,
serious.
I feel like I want to bleep this out. Bleep, 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 bleep. I have the Netflix account, but I always give it to other people. You can do that.
I
Like it's okay. They're still in my
I don't know if you're
family.
supposed to do that.
Yeah, but I even said, I'm like, okay, it's my mom. If you think about it, I'm like, think about it like this. She's my mom, I'm her child. That would be like her buying
A family account. What's a
a
family
family
account?
account. I said, it's the same thing. Like, that's why when they're like trying to cut down on the passwords, I'm like, it's a family account. It's just in different locations. What's wrong with that?
Hmm. Yeah,
But
yeah,
back,
for
look,
sure.
a little rant. But anyway, so, like the shows and
Mhm.
other shows that we've actually watched is Harlem, since we're talking about
Mm,
subscriptions, because Harlem is on a subscription. It's actually written by
yeah.
Megan Good. And it's what, about her and three of her other friends.
Hmm. I think it's
Yeah, I
three.
think
Yeah.
it's three of her friends, so it's all four together. All of them live in New York. They have different lifestyles. They have different they view the world differently, as well as they have different goals, which is what you need in friendships as well, to just
Hmm.
keep each other in check. That's all. Each of them keep each other in check. They keep each other in line, as well as they let each other be who they're supposed to be.
Hmm. Another girls' night series.
Yeah, definitely another girls' night
Yeah.
series. Get you your wine, get you your popcorn, and it is a really great show. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts about it? Like, how do you feel about Harlem, and do you resonate, as they say, resonate with any character, and just be like, how do you feel about it?
I really enjoyed it. I think it's great because they go through issues that are, heartbreak, falling in love, decisions and making in relationships. So I
Mhm.
really got into that aspect of it. I don't think there's a character that I can really relate to because all of them are so different and out there. Some of
Yeah.
them are really drastic in, the way they deal with relationships. So I don't really
Mhm.
resonate with any other characters, but I really enjoyed, the drama in it, I guess.
Right.
What
I
about
said
you?
the
Do you
same.
think you resonate with any of them?
I don't I don't think that I do. It's just I can see like where they are in their lives right now. I can
Hmm.
see that some of them are still, as I've heard in as many times before, no matter what age you are, you are still trying to figure life out. So that's
Oh
what I
yeah.
see in the show. It's just like,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter how old you are, you still have to figure it out as age goes on. It is not
Yeah.
a brick by brick by brick, this is how it's going to work. In the show, it shows you that life is going to throw you curveballs. Life is going to show you love. Life is going to show you grief. Life is going to show you marriage. It can show you, oh, hey, yeah, I can have a baby. Oh, hey, no, like my eggs are low. Like, it shows a lot of different
Hmm.
sides of women and what us as Black women go through, whether it's love, careers. What else do they do? Careers,
Heartbreak for sure.
heartbreak,
Yeah.
definitely. And careers, because Megan Good go through it with Goldberg. Like, if y'all have not seen that show, go
Yeah.
and watch it, because the character that is played by Megan Good, goes through it. Her life is, I ain't even gonna lie, is in shambles, because
Messy.
it's just
Messy.
messy. She's just like, well, she want to be with one person, but she don't want to be with this person. Then she's like, well, I want this career, but I don't want this career, but I'm gonna go for this career. But then this other person, I'm like,
Mm. Yeah. But you know what? That's reality. There's
Yeah.
people who go through things like
Yeah.
this. Thank God I didn't have to or ever have to.
Yeah.
But
That,
there's people that are messy like that.
and it
So everybody
is.
has a friend like that too, that's
Mm-hmm.
messy.
And
I just kind of wish that I had a girl network like that. You know,
yeah.
keeping it consistent, always getting together, always chatting, having that support system. Even though they
Mm-hmm.
messy, they always have that support system with one another. And I think that every you know, young girl, young lady needs a group of friends like that. And I
Mm-hmm.
find that's hard to find sometimes.
And
Genuine
see,
friends.
the thing is like it's hard for us to find it because it's like it's more of who got what instead of we're just here as a
Yeah.
collective. We have different mindsets. That's what brings us together. Not
Hmm.
is, oh, I'm trying to keep up with this person, or I'm trying to keep up with this person, or what she got going on, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like
The nosy
us.
aspect.
Yeah, it's like us as women, we do have to be more as a group. Like we do need to have friendships, whether it's and like in the show, it's four friends that have different
Hmm.
mindsets. They come together, but they still love each other. They're still there for one another, which is
Yep.
that's what me and Jennifer are. That's what our friendship
Yeah.
is, and that's
Yeah.
what it's like. When I was in North Carolina, that's how it was. It's more of a hey, these are our friends. We're gonna watch movies. We can talk about things, and
Yeah.
that's what us as Black women need. We need an
Yeah,
outlet.
absolutely. Yeah, definitely for sure. I think that once we started getting together doing those things and I met you guys, it's definitely different because you
Yeah.
know, when you have a family, you want to get away and just get with the
Mm-hmm.
girls. So I think it's
Yeah.
really important to have that and to these shows kind of help everybody just kind of get in the aspect of look at what she's
Mm-hmm.
going through. My goodness.
Mm-hmm. So that's
So,
look. So Black in Hollywood is a great way to talk about how we can get together. Like
mm,
even if it's a TV show or a movie that's on HBO, Hulu, one of the streaming services, get together with your friends and family or by yourself. But having a group of people to actually dissect that TV show or that movie or having that girl network is always good. So that's one of the
mhm,
things that's just like being as now we have so much technology, you can stream TV shows and watch them together with like your friends and family, even though it's not the same being in a TV room, like being in a room with them. Maybe y'all could do that or some things like that to this summer enjoy being outside, but also having time away from your family, whether it's reading, watching a good movie or good TV
mhm.
series. So,
Yep.
but yeah,
Yeah, sure.
that's
Well,
so
I think what do you think about you seeing more African American shows? Do you feel like you're seeing more of those now or is it still at a percentage where we need to do more rather? I'm seeing a
so
lot of shows that are coming out that are really good, but are we equally up there with all the, you know, big
with all
box movies
big
is the
boxes.
question. Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
me, it's I'm gonna say that we do have a lot of shows. Yes. Are we up there with everybody else? No, because we're still not getting awards like everybody else. We're still not getting when you see like go into some of the movies and some of the TV shows, we're not getting all the awards. We're not getting our due diligence, our due when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, actually having the TV shows, artists, all that stuff, yes, we are well represented in
Yeah.
those aspects,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not getting we're not getting the money that
Uh,
others do.
yeah.
We're not getting that. We're not reaping our
That's a shame.
benefits.
It's still
And
a shame, you know?
yeah.
Uh,
It's
I don't know.
like you have to work double hard to get some of these awards, to get clout. I'm gonna say that to get clout in the world, you do have to work harder, 3-4 times harder than some of our counterparts that
Yeah. I just
are
had
in
that conversation
Hollywood.
with my daughter yesterday
Yeah.
about how hard we have to work and how she needs to stay focused because no one's going to give it to her.
Yeah.
We do have to work 100 times harder.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, it's rewarding to know that you work hard to do that, but sometimes it can be discouraging. So it's good to see a lot of these, African American producers making their own shows and, bringing our own kind of issues that we go through, because our issues are different from others' issues. They may think that they're similar, but they're definitely not similar.
And then it's like, it's so totally different because it's like, as I said, we're seeing it through our eyes, how growing up, or like with Abbott, like she goes back and she's a teacher. Her mom is a teacher in real life. And she actually explains like what her mom used to go through, or how in a funny way, because being a teacher is not always fun.
No,
like
absolutely not.
My mom was a teacher, and I like hearing some of her stories. It's just like, you deal with that on a regular. Like, I could not. So like knowing that we do have to work harder, and like for us to actually get put on for TV shows or something like that, we have to know people. And that's what it is now, is we have to act like them. If you are Black, you need to make those connections with other people, so you can have that connection, so you can network, so you can do your social media, you can build your business. We have to work with one another. We cannot be apart. Working with one another can get us way further than working separately. And that's why we are not, I feel like sometimes we are not where we need to be, because we're trying to tear each other down. And it's because of
well said. Oh my gosh.
Right. That's what I'm like. I feel like we're trying to tear each other down, when if it's the other people, they're not gonna tear each other down. They're gonna be like, oh no, we're gonna ride for these people, even if they're wrong. Even if they're wrong. But we don't do that. So I feel like we just need to help one another a little bit more. Be like, share. With that said, share and like our podcasts. Like, you can follow us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify. Also, Jennifer has it on her website. You can tell us what's going on your website and what's coming up with you too.
Well, my website is Nelbi Designs, and I'm actually working with a client now, fitness company that's starting out. I do small businesses, so I help, like we said, we're trying to help one another. So I help small businesses get in there with it being, less expensive, and that kind of thing. I'm on Instagram, but again, I'm not like some Instagram people. So I'm growing, I'm learning, and I'm up for, my mentor helping me. So come check my website out if you're looking to get a website, Nelbi Designs.
Okay, so thank you for joining us today. We're just gonna, like we said, like and subscribe on our channel for YouTube, as well as both of our websites. Both our website will also be in the comments on our videos on YouTube. Comment, like, subscribe. Give us some new topics y'all want to talk about, what y'all want to hear about. We're all open to anything. If you need business information, you can send us emails. Our email addresses are up there as well. So we look
our videos
right.
for the podcast will also be on my website as well. If you miss it if you don't have Apple or Spotify, which most people do, but if you don't, it'll also be posted on my website.
Definitely. So we will keep working on our projects. We'll keep you up to date, and enjoy your summer. It is Memorial Day weekend. Get out, have a hot dog, hamburger, do whatever you like to do. Have a drink, whatever. Have a good weekend, everybody. All right.
Bye.
Bye.